Hey everybody, Socket Man here. Just a quick overview of my workshop. Some people are asking about that. I live up in Canada outside of Toronto. It can get pretty cold here. So I'll just kind of walk through my heating system, which is pretty simple, and some of my shelves and benches and how I organize stuff. Of course, any shop should have a good wall of fame or wall of shame, depending on how you want to look at it. So this is a motorcycle repair shop, thanks to the understanding of my adorable wife. So a few racers up there, Rossi and Hayden. Some guy that's got the bike leaned over so far, he's got his elbow on the ground. That's always impressive. You know, I got to have a good calendar in here. Motorcycle theme is always good. A few of my own personal photos and some of the bikes I've owned over the years. 404, 75, XR350 dirt bike. There's a friend of mine, myself, out on the ice after we put 750 sheet metal screws into our knobby tires. Take her out for a little run. That was a fun winter. CR250 that I used to race hare scrambles for a little while. I rode it for a number of years, but just raced for the 1 year. Took a lot of fun out of the riding, that whole racing thing. So anyway, as far as equipment and how I've organized it, pegboards work fairly well. They used to be a pain in the butt in the olden days. The pegs used to always come out every time you pulled the tool out, but they've got these little plastic clips that hold them in there now. So my heavy stuff is there, all my attitude adjusters, good complement of hammers, scrapers, and all my different prying tools. If any of you have got access to plants, you know, manufacturing plants or factories, maybe even auction places and that, you know, my father was a facilities manager, so a lot of stuff ended up coming home with him, but there's a great stainless steel table there that works pretty well for organizing some stuff. I've got a small vise mounted to it, my bench grinder's on there. A couple of course, you got to have a couple bar stools out in the man cave in the garage. That's a garage sale flea market item. My main toolbox, all my hand tools are in there. Collected them over the years. Wrenches, metric standard, you know, measuring devices, etc., etc. Bench is really important. I got this solid core, solid wood door that's veneered, and all I did was rip it down the edge and flip one end of it up. That's where the doorknob was, to make a bit of a backsplash, and then built a 4x4 frame for it, and it is a one rock solid bench. I think it weighs about 300 pounds. So it doesn't go anywhere. It's great for working on, easy to clean up, etc. My main vise, big honking one. Someone told me to buy the biggest vise you could lift up because you won't regret it. So I did, and I haven't regretted it. So there's a small motor. I just picked up 1 horse. I'm going to be building a buffing machine so I can do my own buffing here in the shop. Air compressor plumbed into either side of the table here, so that's pretty handy to have. I rebuild motorcycles for the most part. That's my hobby. I do other things professionally, but that's what takes my weekends, etc., to have some fun. Parts washer, almost essential if you're rebuilding old bikes. Everything is dirty and greasy. It's got to be cleaned up. Again, a fairly major essential is the drill press for fabbing stuff up, drilling things. Another pegboard for some of my larger items that I don't want taking up room in my toolbox. So speed wrenches and, you know, everything you see there, basically larger wrenches, saws, etc. My baby pipe wrench for minor attitude adjustments in the plumbing department. A couple shelves, they're handy, just you know, the adjustable shelves with the small fingers on them there, a couple boards in there. It's all my lubricants and glues are on there. Another throwout item was this cabinet. I ripped the doors off it basically. They were a little euchred, and it's a great cubbyhole cabinet. I use a lot of these clear plastic bins here to organize motorcycle parts as well as shop parts. So works great, little cubby holes. Got some power tools down there, my big grinders and that. All my rattle can paints are on there, my hand cleaning and rags, etc. Garbage pail, pretty essential. Spend the extra money and go to an industrial supply store every once in a while, pick up a box of heavy-duty garbage bags as opposed to the Walmart ones. You'll be a lot happier with the heavy garbage that's in there. It won't tear on the way out to the curb. So folding table's handy. This is temporary as I'm working on bikes. It comes in and out depending on what I want to do with it, whether I've got to lay out boat stuff or motorcycle stuff is very handy. And then when I don't need it, it folds up and pops in behind the other shelf. So more shelves on the wall. I keep all my woodworking tools here. I don't use them a whole lot anymore because I don't have enough room in the house for any more projects, so I'm focusing most of my time on the bikes and that. But they're just adjustable shelves. You get them onto a stud and get some heavy duty fingers off them, and you can hang some awful weight off of those things, so they're really dead solid. So 20-ton press is very handy for unsticking sticky things. There's nothing like 20 tons to make something move. Workmate bench is pretty handy. I've got my chop saw in there right now. Heavy duty shelves came out of, again, my father, the place that he worked for was just throwing them out. It's tough to get these now as far as buying them. You won't find them at a local hardware store. They're too flimsy and small now for heavy duty work, but you can get them in an industrial supply store. They're just a little pricey. So more of my white bins there, great for seeing through and seeing what you got. Nails, screws, sandpaper, my gloves are in there, tapes, etc. These little bins here, handy as well for smaller stuff. My nuts and bolts are in there, my metric nuts and bolts, my electrical connectors, you know, all the crimp connectors and that are all organized in there. These blue bins are okay. You can get a special bench or a rack that will hold them a little further apart. If you just stack them up like that, they're a little tough to get the parts out, so I don't use them for stuff I'm in and out of every day. So fire extinguisher, pretty important. Security system to protect it all. Thermometer and clock, etc. for making sure you're on time for your dinner. And even the bench I built for the motorcycles. I mean, you can spend $700 or $800 on a hydraulic one, or $1,000, but I spent a lot less than that and built one up. 2x4s, 4x4s, and a piece of plywood, half a piece of plywood basically. Rock solid. It's just a little more of a challenge to get the bike up there. You need an extra hand for that, but it works well once it's up there. You're at a great working height. So what else have we got in here? That probably pretty much covers it. I'll sign off with that. Oh, as far as the I've got carpet on the floor. It's a little tougher to clean up, but it's a little easier on your feet. In the wintertime, the floors can get pretty cold and that, so it's easy for that buffer. The heating system, I brought two 20 volts out to the shop, and 240 volts, I guess. I've got some receptacles that have been plumbed around this side with conduit, so they're nice and safe and sturdy and rugged for plug-in power. And then it supplies the voltage to the plug for the heater. I can, up here in Canada, it gets a little cool for those people that are down south, although you got some nice weather recently. It can be minus 10 Celsius, and I don't even have to turn the heater on. I've got the insulation all throughout the shop. The garage doors are insulated, so minus 10, I don't even turn it on. Below that, I need to run it a little bit each day just to keep the shop above freezing. And if I'm coming out to work, I turn it on for half an hour or so, and it's pretty comfortable. Within an hour, it's right up to 15-20 degrees Celsius, and it's nice and toasty. I work out here with just in the middle of the winter, minus 20. I'm just out here in a sweatshirt. So that's about it. I guess we'll sign off, and hopefully you picked up a few ideas that you can implement in your own shop. Take care.